Hi, I am going to be talking about India's rising wealth inequality amidst its exceptional growth journey. Since gaining independence in 1947, India has undergone tremendous economic and structural transformations. From being a largely state controlled economy to a liberalized market, the country has witnessed rapid economic growth, technological advancement, and infrastructural development. However, this progress has been accompanied by an ever widening gap between the rich and the poor. While the nation has seen an increase in overall prosperity, wealth has remained concentrated in the hands of a few. It is a striking phenomenon how through economic exceptional growth which Indian economy has seen in the past few decades, somehow the income inequality has just worsened and gap between the haves and have-nots have widened instead of shrinking. The large masses of India have over time become impoverished instead of having a fair share of the pie which India's growth story brought. While we can see the exponential increase in India's per capita GDP, which grew from rupees 265 in 1950 to rupees 1,28,829 in 2020 and 2021, which was a jump of over 500 times. The recent 2023 multidimensional poverty report paints a stark picture for Indian economic planners to think about. The report has found that over a third of all poor people in the world live in South Asia, which is around 389 million people, and India contributes significantly to this number, accounting for almost 70% of the increase in extreme poverty. India's poverty estimation significantly underreports the issue. The official poverty line, rupees 1,632 for rural and rupees 1944 for urban per month, is far below the global standard of rupees 8,735, making it appear the poverty has just dropped to just 5%. In reality, deep rooted poverty persists. Post independence India adopted a socialist economic model focusing on public sector industries, land reforms, and bank nationalization to redistribute wealth. While inequality was moderate in early years, top 10% earning 36.7% of national income in 1951, bureaucratic inefficiencies limited the impact of these policies. Economic liberalization in 1991 fueled rapid growth but widened wealth gaps. By 2000, the top 10% held 45% of national income, while the bottom 50% saw their shares shrink. Privatization and foreign investment mainly benefited urban elites, leaving rural and informal workers behind. By 2021, the top 1% owned 33% of India's wealth, while the bottom half had just 5.9%. The Gini coefficient, a measure of inequality, rose from 0.371 in the 1950s to 0.410 in 2023. The COVID 19 pandemic further worsened disparities. 84% of households faced income losses, yet billionaire wealth surged 39%. By 2022, India had 166 billionaires, up from 102 in 2020. The crisis underscored how economic policies disproportionately favored the wealthy, highlighting the urgent need for inclusive reforms. Factors affecting wealth inequality. Unequal access to education and skills. While economic reforms created job opportunities, the underprivileged lacked the education and skills required to benefit from these changes. Corporate and tax policies. While the corporate profits soared, corporate tax rates have seen reductions. Urban-rural divide. Urban areas have experienced a significant boom in IT, finance, and real estate, while rural regions remain heavily dependent on agriculture, which faces fluctuating incomes and climate vulnerabilities. Gender and caste-based disparities. Women and marginalized communities, particularly Dalit and Adivasis, continue to earn less and own fewer assets compared to upper caste groups. To reduce wealth inequality and ensure more inclusive growth, India must adopt a multi-pronged policy approach, including progressive taxation, introduce higher tax brackets for ultra-rich individuals, and reintroduce inheritance tax to prevent the excessive accumulation of wealth across generations. Strengthening social welfare programs, expand cash transfer schemes such as Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana and Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act to provide direct support to the underprivileged, promoting equal access to education and employment, and regulating corporate monopolies. By implementing these policies, India can work towards a more equitable economic future. The goal should not just be economic growth, but inclusive development that ensures prosperity is shared across all sections of society. Only then can India fulfill the promise of equality enshrined in its constitution and create a more just and sustainable economic landscape. Thank you.